It's time for the biggest party of the summer. And you know the Flex Zone podcast will be a part of it. This Saturday, you guys know the drill by now. 7 p.m., 4 p.m. Pacific. We're getting it cracking. We're getting it popping. Our annual SummerSlam live stream and watch along. Right here on the Flex Zone podcast. Only place giving you your wrestling coverage how you want it when you need it. God's favorite host. Pumping out these videos for you guys. Flex Zone family, super kick that subscribe button, like it on that like button. Go ahead and backdrop that bell. Let me know what you're looking forward to seeing on Saturday at SummerSlam and what your prediction is as we get ready to break down the show from start to finish. We got previews out already, but tonight we're looking at the main event, in my opinion, the real main event. CM Punk and Drew McIntyre with Seth Rollins as a special guest referee. Sound off. Super kick that subscribe button, like it on that like button, backdrop that bell. Let me know your thoughts on this match and others here on the Flex Zone podcast. CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, undoubtedly the feud of the year in the professional wrestling business. CM Punk and Drew McIntyre have not had one single match. And this feud started at the Royal Rumble way back in January. And it's funny to see how an unfortunate, unplanned circumstance with CM Punk getting injured turned out to be the best feud of the year in professional wrestling. Gave Drew McIntyre some meaning. Pretty much was a catalyst to why he re-signed with the company. Just think if Drew McIntyre wasn't in this CM Punk feud, what would he be doing at SummerSlam? Would Drew McIntyre even still be with the company? Or would he be getting ready to debut for AEW at All In? If we've added Seth Rollins as a special guest referee, obviously a callback to one of the greatest WWF Championship finishes of the modern era at SummerSlam 97 between Bret Hart, who Drew McIntyre is playing the role of, The Undertaker, CM Punk's playing that role, and a special guest referee with Shawn Michaels, which Seth Rollins, I'm sure in his zebra blouse, platform shoes, and black tights will be very over the top, flamboyant, and stand out, and the most probably fashionable referee that we've seen, whether you call it fashion or not, but I'm sure it'll be some expensive clothes he has on. Obviously, like I said, they added Seth to this. A lot of people are murmuring or complaining that why would you take a blood feud, a serious feud, and add the sing-alongs, the crowd engagement, the flamboyance with the outfits of Seth Rollins. I think it plays into a bigger story because obviously Seth Rollins is going to allow things that most refs won't. He's not going to count to 10. He's not going to count the pinfall if he doesn't want to. It's going to be at his discretion. If he doesn't want to call a disqualification, if he doesn't want to count to 10 on the outside, if he doesn't want to count to 3 on the inside, it will pretty much be a no DQ, unsanctioned, no holds barred match, which I'm sure Seth will let them get their blows in on each other. Now, I ultimately think this is the first of the 3-match series. I think Drew McIntyre has to win here. He's been screwed over not once at WrestleMania on the biggest stage of them all, finally getting his moment in front of fans, winning the world title. Not twice in his hometown in Glasgow. Not 3 times at Money in the Bank, where he wins the briefcase, calls his shot, and loses to Priest yet again. Drew McIntyre needs to win. CM Punk essentially is up 3-0. Drew McIntyre needs to avoid the sweep. And I think he has a good opportunity to do that on Saturday evening. I think Seth does play a role in this, whether it is intentionally or unintentional. I think Seth's hatred for Punk outweighs his hatred for Drew McIntyre. And I think Seth may, I don't know, maybe Drew inadvertently introduces a weapon like 97. Seth removes it or inadvertently tries to remove it and inadvertently uses it on Punk, thus allowing McIntyre to get the advantage. Seth doesn't bat an eye. Seth counts to 3 after a Claymore from Drew McIntyre, and Drew McIntyre beats CM Punk, yes, in his first match back. Now, this could lead to a triple threat match, possibly at Bash at Berlin. Like I mentioned, it could be CM Punk and Drew McIntyre 2 at Bash in Berlin. Then we could get CM Punk, Drew McIntyre 3 at Hell in a Cell. And then you could even blow it off even more in the Royal Rumble if you want to have one eliminate the other. But I think Drew McIntyre is a clear-cut winner here. I think Punk does win the feud, but I think Drew McIntyre needs a win here. He just re-signed. He just got his world title opportunity taken from him not once, not twice, but 3 times. And I think Seth Rollins will eventually play a role in him winning, which could plant the seed and tell the story of CM Punk and Seth Rollins. Because we're still getting that match one-on-one. They're going to pay that off at a big show. We're still going to have Drew and Punk going at it for the rest of the year. Like I said, they could eventually lead up to a triple threat. They could lead up into a situation where all 3 men are in the ring against each other. Then this could spawn into the second match. This then could spawn into Bad Blood, which will be your main event, a Hell in a Cell between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. But what say you, Flex Zone family? What are you looking forward to? I think this is the feud of the year. The storylines, the angles of Punk screwing Drew over, the visual in the ref's costume at Clash the Castle, him at Money in the Bank coming and attacking him at WrestleMania at the announce table. I think it's only right Drew gets his lick back. And I think inevitably Punk will win the feud, as I mentioned, but Drew McIntyre just re-signed. He didn't go to AEW. Give this man his biggest win of his career, potentially, on Saturday night. Hopefully, Punk, we know everyone's holding their breath. Or if you're an AEW elitist, you're hoping he fails, but we don't need Punk hurt again. It's a lot of money matches, a lot of money storylines that he's got the potential to be into. And this is just the first of many. Seth is another. That's 2 right there. I think we need to applaud WWE. They did a good job keeping these guys out of the ring. They did a good job of, in my opinion, keeping them apart to they can tell the story. Like I said, Drew attacking Punk in Chicago was fantastic with the garage door opening and him carrying him out there, taking the bracelet. I'm excited to see what happens. I think that Drew gets the win. I think Punk and Drew eventually run it back 2 more times. And I think Seth inadvertently helps Drew get the win. And we kind of continue to go from there. As I mentioned, we got Bash at Berlin and Bad Blood, which I think will inevitably culminate in the Hell in a Cell between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. But guys, I want to hear from you, Flex Zone family. I want to hear what your thoughts are on this match, on SummerSlam, on the feud as a whole. What has stood out to you? Is this your feud of the year in professional wrestling? And how do you see the match playing out? Or purposely screwing CM Punk yet again, giving Drew the advantage. Does Drew win clean? Does Seth, like I say, use his discretion and not count something that should have been counted, or call something like a DQ or the 10 count on the outside? We'll see. We'll see what happens. Make sure you super kick that subscribe button, like a bomb that like button, backdrop that bell. Sound off. Let me know your thoughts on Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. Seth Rollins as a special guest referee. Do you like it or not? I'm going with Drew McIntyre to get the win. He needs to win. If no one else needs to win on Saturday, Drew McIntyre needs to win and solidify this feud. Make sure you guys check us out Saturday, 7 p.m. SummerSlam live and in living color. And check out all the other previews on the channel as well. I'm getting out of here, guys. Can't wait for Punk and Drew. A real main event. Should be fun. If you haven't had a chance, check out 97 with with Drew, with Britt, Undertaker, and Shawn Michaels. The ending was fantastic. And we could see a callback to that with Seth Rollins inadvertently helping Drew McIntyre ward off CM Punk in their first match of the feud. I'm getting out of here, guys. Have a good night. Check out all the other previews. And you know the drill. Super kick, like a bomb, backdrop, the bell, subscribe button, and that like button. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.